Okay. Well, division rivalry ends in disappointment. For this weekend, at least for the Denver Nuggets, but it's okay because it can always be worse, right? Win streak is snapped. The Nuggets will be traveling to Chicago for tomorrow, but let's focus on that Timberwolves game, which they still can't figure out because for some reason they have our number. Let's see. It was 133 to 104. Not the worst loss, I would say, but still pretty bad when you travel to Minneapolis, and the Target Center was just having a good time, I bet. For the Nuggets, though, not so much because Jokic still had a double double, but it wasn't really that great. 20 points, 11 rebounds, or 11 assists, 3 rebounds only. Jamal, yeah, 25 points, but it still wasn't a great performance. Yeah, let's see. Anthony Edwards had 34 and 9 assists, but let's take a look at the overall plus minus. I mean, I really wish I knew what happened yesterday because I was at work, but I was paying attention. I'm just like when we were getting killed. It sucks that Denver every time when they play Minnesota, it's just like Jesus. This is like the new mini. What is it? Lakers versus Suns, or I don't know what series you want to call this, but seriously, it's like every time you can't beat one of these division rivalries. So let's look. What's this here? They always got to get up against us. Yeah, MBJ was really bad. 4 for 10, 3 for 6 from three, but he only had 11 points. Really terrible game. Yeah, minus 17. Jokic was a minus 24, unfortunately, which is weird because must have been playing with everybody. But Westbrook was a minus 17, but he was 6 for 10, 0 for 3 from three. Jamal was a minus 23, 10 for 16 shooting. Not the worst game, but yeah, not really the best either in terms of this loss because it's never enough. Christian Brown was 4 for 8, minus 19. Yeah, he couldn't really lock down Nance, so I'm gonna have to rewatch these highlights before I go. Let me know in the comments, guys, for whoever tunes in or in the live chat. How do you guys feel about this? Aaron Gordon still came off the bench with 25 minutes, but 5 for 10 from the field, 2 for 5 from three, minus 10. Yeah, 13 points. Oh well. Uh, Wonder what it is, man. I wonder what it is. I think that right now the real focus, and I'll keep it short and sweet because I don't want to like dwell on a loss. But yeah, Denver's got to figure things out, especially against Minnesota. Forget Swipa, forget DMVR, forget Live Moods on their takes. The real bottom line is we just need to win against Minnesota, of course. But yeah, everybody's saying though that this team might not just have things figured out. Obviously, no, but they're still going to have to work pretty hard to get back to that level of greatness they once were before all this 7 game loss and Twitter noise and all that bullshit. So, yeah, it's interesting to say the least. The Pacers, though, moving on to the second segment around the association, I want to look at this. This was 2 games in France. The Pacers lost the first one, but for these French games, yeah, Spurs lost 98 to 136 against Indiana. Let's take a look though, because I do like seeing how what was it? Halliburton had 28 points, Siakam with 23. Yeah, the Pacers are still a decent team. They're not amazing or they're not like out of this world, like say Cleveland or whatnot. But yeah, it's unfortunate to see how you've got a very high potential chance of like, yeah, they lost. They got blown out themselves, Indiana, in the last game. But these Paris games of 2025, San Antonio with Victor Wembanyama coming home to France, it's like, wow, it's super cool to see. He was 7 for 16. He was minus 13 this one with only 20 points. Harrison Barnes at 25. Uh, I'm looking at the numbers here, and it's just like, wow, the game's numbers don't lie, but at the same time, it's probably more than that. Indiana definitely came striking back for the round two. Halliburton was 11 for 17. That's pretty decent, or not the best, not the worst, but let's see here. Benedict Matterman, 4 for 10, 3 for 6 from three, field goal wise. He was a +4, one of my favorite players, but I don't think I'll get his jersey now. Yeah, seeing how the Pacers are kind of turn things around. They're still hanging on like right in the middle of the East, so to say that they're underwhelming, I wouldn't say that, but I'm proud for the Pacers. I mean, they got a good thing going. I'm going to look at the standings here in a bit. This is a finals rematch with the Celtics going down to Dallas, facing off against the Mavericks, 122 to 107. Yeah, Kyrie, it's always the Celtics that Kyrie either has a struggle with or it's never going to look good if the Celtics win because they always want to clown Kyrie. I'm looking at the plus minus. I'm like, let's see. For the Celtics, I'm happy because if we can go into discussion of how Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, I'll admit, like after all these years being together, it's like Jokic and yeah, the East Coast version of Jokic and Murray. But Tatum was -4, but he had 24 points. Jalen Brown was a +10 with 22. 10 for 21 though from shooting, over 5 from 3. And I will say this about Boston or every other team that's tried to replicate it, living and dying by the 3, it really shouldn't just be the only thing, but if it's their way of beating teams down or if they end up losing badly, that's cuz of it. It's either a double-edged sword. Yeah, you can win, you can lose. It's just not worthy though if like say you've got Boston versus the Warriors again, which could be another finals rematch. I doubt it though with this time with the Warriors, but yeah, we'll get into the LeBron and Warriors trade rumors and Steph Curry all that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Seeing though as to how Peyton Pritchard, Luke Cornett were both plus 21, playing pretty well. Like I think the Celtics, yeah, they're behind sure in the standings on the second seed for the East, but I still think with the defending champs and the title, they got a lot means on the line. So for the Mavericks, wow, rough game for PJ. 4 for 13 from the field goals, 1 of 4 from three. Was a -11. Kyrie Irving was a -9, but he had the most points for 22. Um, I don't really see this Dallas team upsetting too many people. They can upset, yeah, the Wolves or Thunder, but it wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't surprise me. The Nets, though, let's take a look. Maybe he get a win at least finally. 106-97. If those Jimmy Butler trade rumors are true, I'd love to see him probably get traded, maybe to Phoenix or somewhere where he'll actually shine. Could be the Golden State Warriors if they have the assets. Or seeing as to right now how all the teams we're about halfway through the season for sure, and the trade deadline is coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, lots of discussion to see where who could end up on which different teams. So the Hawks have had a bit of a losing skid, especially against the Raptors, though 117-94. I'm actually getting really uncertain if the Hawks are meant to be taken as a contender, if they're just in no man's land, because yeah, they look like great some games, but in some they're just not that great. And Bogdanovich seeing, oh wow, 2 for 12, he was a -16. I'm sure Jokic would love having him though. Uh, for the Nuggets, or if anybody would want a veteran season player like him, I'm seeing though this was a great game. Rockets versus Cavs. So the Cavaliers faced off against them twice, I believe. Yeah, the Cavs lost the first one in Houston, and then the Rockets come into town 135, get the win over the Cavs 131. Who knows at this point if the Rockets are, man, they do look scary in some ways. 30-14, they're red hot right behind OKC, but Jalen Green, 7 for 16, 5 for 11 from three. Really good. 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Was a plus 20. He was a +5 with 26 points. Yeah, this Houston team, they're young, they're hungry. I'm sure that maybe they could be the next Thunder. Maybe they'll have good competition, a healthy competition against Memphis. But until then, I mean, I'm not saying they haven't proven anything. So just wait and see till come playoffs time. We've got the Kings versus the Knicks. The Knicks just dominated with 143 to 120. Not even a close game. Pretty easy to say that the Knicks right now, even though they may have some weak teams or bad matchups, I still think that they're one of the most dominant teams right now in the East. Because yeah, Spike Lee must be happy seeing that Karl Anthony Towns. They have the assets and money, or they have the right fit. It looks like for the Knickerbockers going forward. I'd love to see if the Knicks can make it past the second round. What did they finish with? The Cats. Karl Anthony Towns was 7 for 18, but he had he was a -3, but he had 18 points. OG with 33, 12 for 18. He was a +7. Jalen Brunson's at least got some help, so I think New York would be a great potential first, second round. If they make it to the conference finals, I'd be surprised a bit. For this is the one we'll end it off with because this is a good game. Lakers defeat the Warriors in Golden State, 118-108. I'm not sure how well things are going to fare if Steph Curry leaves or if they decide to trade him, but we'll have to see. Given a choice of who you trade, MPJ, Dario Saric, or Zeke Naji. You know, we can't trade MPJ because of one reason. I mean, we're gonna give up a shooter for who? Zach Levine, someone who gets consistently injured. I know people hate MPJ because of his defense or his lack of effort, but he's my guy. Or I'm not even defending him because he's my guy. I just don't think it's right though. Why would you trade a guy who's 6'10", has a great wingspan? Sure, he doesn't have the best handles or the best, athleticism, but he's still a key part of why we won the championship. I still think that we should keep the one who, yeah, we paid him we overpaid him for sure, MPJ, but still, we should have been a little more patient. I think right now, if we're going to keep MPJ, just make sure he's healthy. That's the most important thing, and he still can shoot the three or whenever he gets a chance. Trading Dario or Zeke Naji, I mean, Zeke has no trade value, so that would be really difficult. We more than likely will be trading Dario Saric. But if we're going to trade Zeke, if we find some way to get him off this team and offload his contract, that'd be amazing, man. Getting Chris Boucher, someone from the Raptors or somewhere that would benefit, because our guys, I can tell right now that it is not looking good for this team because we need to figure it out and quick. But getting back on topic, yeah, the Lakers, Dorian Finney-Smith was a plus 20 with 8 points. I'm just seeing how like AD and LeBron, AD with 36, LeBron with 25 points. Yeah, the Lakers right now, they're right behind the Nuggets in terms of not just the loss column, but if they get some more wins or if they go on a run, I wouldn't be surprised. But Golden State, it is a rough time for this Golden State team. They haven't been able to gather any sort of ground. The Lakers got a long road schedule ahead. They got Charlotte, Philadelphia, Washington, New York. Then they got the Clippers. Yeah, just right down the road from each other. I don't really see this turning into anything great. Curry was 4 for 17 from the field, 2 for 9 from three, with only 13 points. Yeah, this is not looking good. The Warriors keep saying like, yeah, if they're going to trade someone, it'll have to be anyone except Steph Curry, because if they trade Steph Curry, they'll be out of their minds. But yeah, it'd be unfortunate because everybody else would probably leave, like Draymond or somebody. And seeing as to how the weekend, this was like every team except today. This is where I'll end it off with the teams today. Oklahoma City is taking on the Portland Trailblazers. They're up by 16, actually. 52-36, second quarter. I enjoy seeing the Oklahoma City Thunder because SGA, yeah, sure, some people say he's boring, but I think he's sometimes fun. Could be annoying, though, to go up against when he always baits you into fouling him. So there's that issue, but Oklahoma City, they're the one seed for a reason in the West, man. They're beating everybody. They've got Portland right now. I'm sure they're going to lock in that game with an easy dub. But seeing as to where this goes, yeah, guys, that's all I got. I mean, I hope that Denver, strictly the Nuggets, just have to figure out what their weaknesses are against, especially Minnesota. Not just limiting turnovers, but trying to find a way to shut down Ant. Because, yeah, it's rough when you have this type of game and you just can't seem to win against anybody who eliminated you in the second round of the playoffs. But either way, they may have lost to Dallas, but we still got a lot of work to do in figuring out if whether or not this team can be taken serious, or if they're going to find some way to get improved. If they get Justin Holiday or sign him from any time in between, it'd be nice. But yeah, looking as it's into it right now, the Nuggets. One more time, the standings. It is a pretty close race in the West, like anywhere between from four, even like from second seed. Like it's going back between the Rockets and Grizzlies, but the Nuggets are 28 and 17. The Lakers are 25 and 18. About 2 games behind. Same with the Clippers, 26 and 19. They're all pretty close. And the Timberwolves right now are sitting at the 7th seed, but we just need to figure out if, well, everybody's going to need to lock in and just make sure that we can't allow losses like this to affect us, because we definitely are a better team than this. So with that said, guys, I hope the Nuggets can do better. It's hard to watch, but we still got to figure it out. So with that said, guys, I'll be coming at you guys with another episode for tomorrow since I'm off against the Chicago Bulls. The Nuggets will be taking them on tomorrow night. Yeah, guys, like the video, rate it, share, and subscribe. You already know this is your boy Exquisite Nugget. we got a lot more content, a lot more things uploading. So stay tuned for more on that guys. This is your boy signing off. Go Nuggets.